Good afternoon, I'm Brett Adair, Vice President of Sales for Copart Auto Auction. And today we have a how-to video on how to utilize all the functionality that's available in terms of counterbidding cars on Copart's website. Now the key reason why this is such a hot topic right now is that we have a new function for you, a new way to counterbid your cars, and that's the counter crew. And the counter crew is a live group of individuals back here at Copart's corporate office that will work your vehicles over the phone, that will counterbid your vehicles live for you and assist you with getting more money for your rides. So we have electronic counterbidding, which has been performed in the past, and now we have this new concept, which is the counter crew that will assist you live in getting you more money for your vehicles. Now to do this, we're going to need to go to Copart's website. So let's go to www.copart.com. And once you're at Copart's website, I'm going to need you to log in as a seller, because this is a seller function. So we'll go ahead and log in as a seller right here. You have your personalized seller access and you have your standard seller access. Go ahead and type in your user ID number as well as your password, and let's go ahead and log in. So now we've logged in, we can see all our functionality up here at the top, and because we're going to be counterbidding today, we want to select the Bid Approval tab. Now the Bid Approval tab, as a seller, you may have multiple seller codes. So let's go ahead and select the seller code that we're going to utilize today that has all the vehicles that we can actually work. So I talked about the different functionality in terms of how to counterbid your cars. So let's talk about the three things today, the three tasks that we want to conduct today in terms of counterbidding. Now we have counterbidding where we're going to electronically counterbid a vehicle utilizing your bid approval. We talked about that new exciting option, which is the counter crew, which is going to allow you to send vehicles straight over to the counter crew. As well as we're going to talk about how we can sell a vehicle utilizing bid approval. So let's go ahead and let's do the first task, which is counterbid a vehicle. So we have our first vehicle here. We'll go ahead and counterbid it. It's on approval. It's ran through one time. So let's go ahead and select that vehicle. So we have a 2006 Kia Rio. It's got 89,000 clicks on the clock. You can see that the minimum is $2,700 and the high bid is $1,800. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bid history for a second here. So bid history, we've got 9 bidders, 4 different countries on this vehicle. Wow, 4 different states, and we've got one particular time that it's ran through. So we've got a high bid of $1,800 as our final bid. So now I've got all the information. I got the totality of information in terms of how this vehicle is ran through, all the bidders that were on it, and all the bids that were applicable to this vehicle. Let's go ahead and close that out. I've got the information. I can make a decision. Now looking down here at the bottom, we've got the back button, which will take you back to your main bid approval. You've got your approval button, which will actually approve the vehicle for the stated number of $1,800. You've got your counterbid button, which we're going to use here in a second. You've got your rerun tab, which will allow you to run the vehicle to the next sale. You've got your owner retain button, and you've also got that new and exciting option, which is the counter crew. So let's go ahead and counterbid this vehicle. So let's select the light blue tab. So the buyer's latest offer was $1,800. The seller's minimum, or my minimum, is $2,700. So let's go ahead and submit a new electronic counteroffer of $2,450. Now the system's going to ask you one final time, are you sure you would like to counteroffer this vehicle of $2,450? Absolutely, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and select the yes button. And now that just electronically sent a counterbid over to the buyer, no matter where he is in the country or where he is in the world, letting him or her know that they can purchase that particular vehicle for the $2,450. So that's our first task. We've actually electronically counterbidded the vehicle. Now let's go to our next task that we talked about, which is sending a vehicle to that new exciting option, which is the counter crew. So we're going to go ahead and select a vehicle here. We have a 1999 Jeep Grand Cherokee. We've already counterbid it because it's awaiting our response. So let's go ahead and click on the awaiting your response. Again, this one has 123,288 miles on it. It's got a $1,500 minimum. We've got a high bid of $1,100. And if we click on the bid history tab, we can see that there was 4 bidders, 2 countries, 2 states. It's ran through one time. But more importantly, we can see that at $1,100, we counterbid it at $1,500, and now the buyer has kept his current bid of $1,100. So I have now effectively counterbidded that vehicle electronically. So now I want to see what the counter crew can do with it on some live negotiations. So let's go ahead and close out our information page here. So again, we got the back button, the approval button, the counterbid button, we've got the rerun button, owner retain button, and then this new option, which is the live counter crew. Let's select that. So here we've got our latest offer, $1,100. We've got our minimum, $1,500. And now I'm going to put in a new amount that I'm willing to accept that a live counter crew member can utilize back at Copart's corporate office to negotiate this vehicle. So it's got to be less than the original minimum, which is $1,500. So I put in here $1,300. And then this is a very important section. It's the comments section. It's something that you would say to the counter crew member if you were in front of them live. And so what you want to put in there is something like, please contact me with any offers at this phone number. You want to put in information that if you were live talking to that counter crew member, you would go ahead and voice that statement to that individual. So now we go ahead and submit it. And so now that particular vehicle, which is right here, a 1999 Jeep Grand Cherokee, has been submitted over to the counter crew, and now a live individual is going to work that particular vehicle. Now let's talk a little bit more about how that's going to work. So that live individual is going to go to work for you for free unless we actually sell that vehicle. If we sell the vehicle, there'll be a $75 fee associated with working that vehicle live and getting you more money and making that sale happen. If we do not sell it, there is absolutely zero fee. There's no charge. So you've got nothing to lose when it comes to utilizing the counter crew, because the only thing they can do for you is make you more successful and make you more money. So what a great concept. So now we've talked about electronically counterbidding a vehicle. We've talked about how to send a vehicle over to the counter crew. Let's go ahead and do our last task, which is the most fun task because it puts money in your pocket, and that's sell a vehicle. So let's go ahead and sell a vehicle. We've got vehicles that we've already counterbidded. We've got a 2005 Kia Rio, $1,450 with a $1,250 high bid, and I'm going to go ahead and sell that vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the awaiting buyer response. Now it takes me over to, again, this 05 Kia Rio. It's got a little over 70,000 on the clock. All right, let's go ahead and check the bid history. So the bid history shows that there was 3 bidders, 2 countries, 1 state. It's ran through one particular time, and you can see that the final VB2 bid was $1,250. We had a counter bid of $1,450, and now we want to go ahead and sell this vehicle because we're happy with the results and we're happy with the money that we're getting on this vehicle. So let's close out the information page. Again, we've got our back button, our approval button, our counter bid button, our rerun button, owner retain button, counter crew button. But again, we want to select the green button, which is the money button. It's money time on this car. So it says, please verify that you would like to approve this bid for $1,250 for lot number 146-83201. And absolutely I want to approve it because I want to get that money. So let's go ahead and click the yes button. And now it's successfully been approved, so we're going to go ahead and click the continue button. And now it takes you straight back to bid approval. So again, we have electronically counterbidded the car. We have sent a car over to the counter crew, which is a new exciting way to work live with Copart to get more money for your rides. We have also approved a vehicle in terms of selling a vehicle. So we have accomplished 3 different tasks by utilizing our bid approval and basically counterbidding vehicles. So again, I want to thank you today for listening to this how-to video on how to utilize the counterbidding options available to you through Copart. Remember, the counter crew is a new exciting way to work live with Copart with a live individual that allows you to negotiate with buyers live, and it only costs you $75 if you're successful in selling that vehicle. So let's make sure that we fully utilize all the technology that's available to us through Copart's website, and let's make ourselves more successful as sellers. Have a great day, and thank you for listening.